Sebastian Stan and Denise Gough as Mickey and Chloe. A spark between them on a Friday leads to a sizzling weekend fling, but what happens when they get to the inevitable Monday? This is written and directed by Argyris Papadimitriopoulos and is distributed by IFC Films. It was released on VOD over the weekend, though I'm actually kind of surprised it didn't receive a wide theatrical release, or at least got more attention considering Sebastian Stan's currently starring in Marvel's The Falcon and the Winter Soldier on Disney+, and usually all eyes are on a Marvel star's next projects. The film is basically an extended look at two people who really aren't right for one another in this toxic relationship that brings both of them down. Mickey and Chloe meet at a party that he's DJing, and most of their time spent together is a series of parties full of sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Well, maybe not so much the rock and roll part, but there's a lot of sex and drugs involved. Now, there have been movies about turbulent relationships that have worked before. Films like Revolutionary Road and Blue Valentine, while not perfect, immediately come to mind as ones that were at least pretty good. This, unfortunately, does not join the ranks of those sort of movies. For one thing, we're focused on two very immature characters, and before you go, well, that's the point of the movie, I understand that. But the thing is, the sex and drugs is literally all that defines them. There are a few minor things, like we find out Mickey has a kid, and Chloe's a lawyer, and she has a controlling ex who we see very briefly, but it's not like those other elements play a crucial part of the story at all times. At best, Mickey trying to gain visitation rights to his kid has some relevance later on, but there's otherwise nothing inherently likable about either of these two characters, or at least nothing that the film cares to show us. The best way to describe this film is repetitive. In its attempts to show us the ups and downs of this relationship, it shows us basically the same situations repackaged over and over and over again for 2 hours. The two have a ton of gratuitous sex, go to a party, get into a fight, get close to breaking up, then make up and repeat. There will be the occasional break in the formula here and there, but nothing that goes on long enough to distract us from the monotony of the structure. I would have especially liked a little more insight into Chloe, due to the fact that she's a lawyer who previously had her life figured out, or at least it seemed that way. She was visiting Greece in the beginning of the film, and it's through Mickey's convincing that she essentially throws everything away on a whim, and the way she acts afterwards is the total opposite of a lawyer, including several situations where her behavior is borderline nonsensical. Now, not to give Mickey's behavior a pass or say that he's any better, because he's equally as abhorrent, but it's established at the beginning that he's already this mess of a person, and that's basically who he is. This establishes Chloe as the total opposite, and she does a quick and very jarring 180 in terms of personality. And while both Sebastian Stan and Denise Gough are fine on their own, their performances aren't enough to save this, especially due to the fact that I didn't always feel they had chemistry with one another. We're meant to get a sense that Mickey and Chloe's relationship is somewhat forced, and they know they shouldn't be together, but fool themselves into continuing anyway, but it's not like when things are going great for them, as brief as it is, that I found them particularly nice together, or I found myself smiling. So I found this to be an absolute drag. It's shot well, I'll give it that, and the acting's not bad for what it is, which makes for some decent moments, but the story overall is an absolute chore to get through. I get what it was trying to accomplish, but these characters aren't likable, they're not believable together, and their ups and downs are so formulaic that it becomes extremely predictable. It's not an outright terrible movie, but it's definitely cold, hollow, and empty. Monday gets a 4 out of 10. So let me know, did you see Monday, or are you planning to see it, and what were your thoughts? Did you like the performances here? Do you have a favorite romantic drama? Let me know in the comments below so we can discuss. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please like it and share it, and for more movie reviews and film discussion, please make sure to hit that subscribe button to stay updated. Thanks for watching everyone, and keep having fun with film.